Paul speaks like this in first letter to the Corinthians chapter 15. Let's look at verse 1 and 2 to see what it says. The system uses this to think that salvation can be lost. Since they don't know that they've never been lost, they think that when they came to church, they were saved. But look at what it says. Moreover, brethren, I declare to you the gospel which I preached to you, which also you received, and in which you stand. What did they receive? The gospel? What gospel? The uncircumcision, the one Paul represented, the one we preach. So he says, by which also you are saved if you hold fast that word which I preach to you, unless you've believed in vain. Notice he says, if you retain, it seems like it may be conditional. Oh, you see, salvation can be lost. No, the one that can be lost is the one you give your flesh, but not the one that's from the Spirit. Number one, because it's never been lost. Number two, you didn't pay for that. Number three, you receive the gospel if you've been chosen and you are of the Spirit. Now, you have the option to receive this gospel or to remain with your false brethren in the system. Those are Baptist and evangelical brothers, and they're false brothers because they are walking in a false gospel. So Paul says, if you retain the gospel I teach, then you have not believed in vain, because the gospel, Paul teaches, is to save your soul. It's for your daily living. It's so you don't say hallelujah and you say Abba Father. It's so you don't say God bless you and you understand why you say blessed. That is what the gospel is for, to give you knowledge so you don't perish as others perish. You haven't seen the way folks speak that are not from this ministry. They speak fatally. They don't know how to speak. Some, when they come here, they are muted because they don't know how to speak our language. I don't dare answer because they're going to find me in a different doctrine. Here, if you speak just a little bit, the one that has been here for a while, he can notice he's just starting out because they have expressions that don't line up with the covenant. And you can identify them immediately. Yes, Paul doesn't say there that if you had a weakness, you've believed in vain. It's not speaking about the weaknesses of the flesh. Here it is, if you've received the gospel. There are folks that have had challenges in their flesh. I've had them, but that doesn't mean I don't retain the gospel. And that person or the other that have challenges or have fallen in weaknesses. To the contrary, that's for those that think they're perfect and holy and don't understand. It's a person that you don't see any weaknesses, but they don't believe. They believed in vain. So when Paul says that he will appear a second time, not to bear sins, but he would appear, which means he will appear publicly to save those who are waiting for him. Save them of what? If they're already saved, save them with the true gospel. When you know this true gospel, you get saved. There are any situations you can't reign over, because you're going to say, all things work together for good. I will wait on this. Something good is coming out of this package.